Welcome into Sports Talk with Theo Dorsey. South Georgia, let's talk sports. The regular season is officially over, and Georgia High School Association region basketball tournaments have commenced. We'll honor regular season champs and give out awards, but first, Mike, let's tease our special guest for the evening.
All right, that's right. You're in for a treat, folks, because for the first time in Sports Talk history, we have a female guest, and she's nowhere near your run-of-the-mill coach. Antonia Tooks is special. The Pelham High School girls basketball coach has been leading the Lady Hornets since 2010, and the Lady Hornets are in the process of defending a state championship. And Tookes took a moment out of her busy schedule to drop by Sports Talk. But first, let's catch up on South Georgia hoops.
That's right. Well, like we always do it this time, I'm going to present the shining star of the week. Now, this athlete I saw in person come up huge in the biggest game of their season so far. Valdosta High School's Asia Harrison is this week's unquestioned winner. Saturday night was senior night for Asia Harrison and the Wildcats. It was her last regular season game in her home gym, and she sure played like it. Harrison dropped 25 points on just 14 shots. She added 4 assists and 2 steals en route to an 84-47 rout of Coffee High School. Harrison was also honored for scoring 1,000 points in her career. Harrison and the Lady Wildcats dominated, but Coffee would win the tie-breaking coin toss for the 1 seed to host the region tournament this week. Still, her and the Lady Cats were happy to avenge their loss at the hands of the Trojans that just happened a few weeks ago.
We just always knew we were a special group, and a lot of people tell us, but we stayed humble. The first game, we made a lot of mistakes, and we weren't prepared. But this time, ever since we lost, we felt like we had something to prove, and we proved it tonight in front of everybody.
Now be on the lookout, because if Coffee and Valdosta take care of business tonight in Douglas, they will meet Friday, tomorrow night at 7 for the region championship and the 1 seed in the playoffs.
All right, Theo, let's talk squad goals. Due to travel distances and being comfortable with the gym, home court advantage is the region basketball tournament could be the difference between a 1 seed or a 4 seed in the playoffs. That's why Cook High School's boys team is squad goals for the way they closed out the season. The Hornets started the season a lowly 6-9, but have since been perfect. Cook ran off 10 straight victories, closing the regular season with a 54-52 win over Dorsey High School, and that gave Cook a 7-1 region record and is the reason the Region 1 AAA tournament is in 8L this week. The Hornets play tonight for a bid into the region championship game. They are 2 wins away from a 1 seed in the GHSA state playoffs. Hashtag squad goals.
Well put, Mike. Well put. And now for the section of the show that gets me the most hate mail. Here are the Sports Talk South Georgia basketball power rankings. Starting on the boys' side, at number 1, America Sumter. They just got done winning the regular season in Region 1 Quad A. Number 2, Calhoun County and Single A Public. They get the job done as well, being the 1 seed in that tournament. Thomasville comes in at 3rd at 21-3. Also, they won their region, Region 1 AA. Tift County, the winners of Region 1 7A at 4. Coffee, the winners of Region 1 6A, come in at 5th at 19-6. And Westover, the honorable mention, at 19-6. They fell to America Sumter the last game of the regular season. To the girls, Bainbridge, the top dogs, 21-4, and they're actually 2nd in their own region behind Harris County. Valdosta, they shoot up the rankings. They weren't even on the list last week, but they've been hot. You saw what they did to Coffee. They're 18-7, and they actually didn't win Region 1 6A, but they lost it because of a coin flip. Lowndes 19-6. They won Region 1 7A. They're the 1 seed going into that tournament. Pelham, who we have on the show today, I might get some argument out of Coach Tooks. They're 24-1. We have them down at the 4 slot. Obviously, more time in the season for them to continue to climb, and they're only worried about that state championship. Speaking of, you got Colquitt County 19-6. They'll be vying for one in Region 1 7A. They're in that tournament as the 2 seed. America Sumter, the honorable mention on the girls' side at 19-6.
And before we give you the top 3 options for this week, we have to give a special shout out to the highlight that was voted number 1 by you on Facebook. Tift County hosted Colquitt County last Friday. Monte Terrell is well aware that there isn't a 4-point line in basketball. That's why he drilled this 4-point play with the step-back jump shot plus the foul. And this play earned over 300 votes on Facebook as your showstopper. Check it out again. The Blue Devil creates just enough space. He gets knocked down there, and he just earns enough votes to be a number 1 in your heart.
Well, that was special. That was special. Thank you, Mike. Now for the reason why you tune into Sports Talk every week. You have 3 options and only a few days to vote. Hop on my Facebook page, Theo Dorsey, WALb News 10, and pick the next showstopper play of the week. Lowndes at Colquitt County girls. The closing seconds of the first quarter, Diamond Hall. Sizing it up, the fadeaway shot clock cheese. Diamonds are forever. Take another look as she sets up the buzzer beater from deep beyond the arc. A play of beauty. And if you love this play, react with love on Facebook to vote for it.
All right, I'll raise you one. Option number 2, Calhoun boys at Terrell County. Jakirston Sims picks the pass off and has a one-way ticket to Dunktown. He flew first class right there. Sims' big play came on senior night. Look at him again. To vote for his interception and dunk, react with the wow on Facebook.
And option number 3, a circus play as Westover hosted Carver Columbus. Jordan Brown on the break misses. Look at the steal and save from Michael Eisler Jr. He gets it back to Brown, who finishes off the break just right. That's just how Dallas Smith drew it up. To vote for that circus play in the Boston Garden, react with haha on Facebook. Remember, voting lasts until Tuesday evening at 5 p.m. Good luck to everybody. Now let's honor the area teams that won regular season basketball titles, which earned them the 1 seed in the region tournaments, but obviously they're going to be vying for more. In Region 1 Single A, Calhoun County took the regular season crown. Region 1 AA, it was Thomasville. 1 AAA, we already talked about Cook High doing what they did out in Adel. Region 1 4A, America's Sumter won it, and they will also be hosting their region tournament. Region 1 6A, Coffee won it and will be hosting in Douglas. And Region 1 7A, Tift County will be hosting on the boys' side and the girls' side as they won it. And on the girls' side, for the region champs from this area, 1 Single A, the Pelham Hornets. I think this is the 4th or 5th straight year they've done that in the regular season. We'll have Coach Tooks to come on and clear that up for us. Region 1 AA, Early County won it, and they're hosting for AA. Region 1 AAA, Monroe has the 1 seed as they will be out there in Adel trying to fight for a 1 seed in the postseason. Region 1 6A, Coffee won it on a coin flip against Valdosta, even though they lost that final game of the regular season. And Region 1 7A, it is actually the Lowndes girls. I have it misspelled right there. It's supposed to be Lowndes. Tift County boys won it. Lowndes girls won Region 1 7A to be the 1 seed in that tournament. But of course, they're all duking it out this week to see who will be the 1 seed in the playoffs.
All right, Theo, and as you noted, Pelham will be a 1 seed at Albany State West campus this weekend. We bring in their head coach, Antonia Tooks, after the break. Welcome back to the show. We're honored to have our first female guest in sports talk history, Antonia Tooks of Pelham High School. She's the reigning Single A Public Coach of the Year, and her Pelham Hornets are currently 24-1. Theo, walk us through her coaching resume.
Well, I'd be honored to. Tooks is a native of Camden County, where she played her high school basketball. It's also where she got her start as an assistant in 1999 under Keith Ellis. She stayed home through 2009 until she took an assistant coaching job in Douglas at Coffee High School. Tooks' first test as a head coach came in 2010 when Pelham came a calling, and neither party has regretted it since. The Lady Hornets are the reigning Single A Public State champions, and they are riding an impressive 74-game win streak at home. But I got news for you, Coach. You're not at home today. I'm at home, and I'm going to take you down in trivia, so let's have some
All right,
fun.
we'll see about that. As Theo prefaced, this is the trivia portion of our show. We like to call it Theo versus everyone because that's kind of what happens. So welcome, Coach. You already got a very warm welcome here.
It's all love. It's all love.
Here's how it works. I'll ask you guys a series of questions. You just buzz in to answer. If you get it right, you get a ball, and the person with the most at the end wins.
All right.
Are you guys ready?
I'm ready. I'm ready.
Let's go.
All right, we'll start off these first questions. I'll give you guys 2 answers, and you have to pick one of them. All right, the GHSA Dr. Ralph Swearingen Basketball State Championships are held in March. Who was the man the tournament was named after? Was he a former GHSA director or an NBA coach?
Former NBA director.
Former
GHSA.
yes.
GHSA
Hold on a
director.
second. That's not a real answer. She has her best there. All right, that's cool.
She was going in the right direction.
We'll have it. Okay.
Thank you.
Both of them. Huh?
Yes, she split the middle there. All right, what team won the very first NBA game? Was it the Chicago Stags or the New York Knicks?
The Chicago Stags?
No. It was the New York Knicks.
I knew
Okay.
that
All
one.
right, we'll keep rolling
I
on
stole
here.
it from you. Didn't get it. All right.
All right, Michael Jordan was the first player to record what during an All-Star game?
Oh, triple double.
Triple double.
You got it first. And I didn't even read it yet, but you guys, I like the quickness of the hands there.
See, I remember that because when Russ went for it, I remember they were talking about it. So.
There you go. It's tied up right now, and that brings us to some questions where I'm not going to give you guys the answers. You have to come up with them on your own. Okay. All right. So who is the only player to win 2 NBA championships as a player and a coach?
Steve Kerr.
No. You get an extra chance to answer on these two.
To win 2 as a player and a coach?
Yes. Bill Russell.
Huh. Oh, as a player. Okay, I got you.
Player and a coach.
Player coach.
All right. Which women's basketball coach has won the most NBA wins has the most wins in NCAA history?
Pat Summitt.
Yeah.
Yes, that's correct.
I let you have that one. Since I was being a
Don't
guest,
forget to add your point there.
She knew she didn't. She knew I should have.
All right, most NCAA history. That's right there. Which university has the longest winning streak in Division I women's college basketball history?
Connecticut.
Yes.
All right.
Yep.
Cool. It's all right. That's all right. You get yours.
The lead is building.
I'm coming back.
All right. In what city were the Houston Rockets originally founded?
Wow. That's
Before
crazy.
they were this is a Houston question.
That's crazy.
This should benefit you. No, not Dallas. And it was a while ago.
That's crazy.
San Antonio?
Close. No, San Diego.
What? I didn't know that.
That's where
crazy.
they started out.
You learned something.
It was
new.
a while ago, though. All right, who was the first WNBA player to capture all 3 MVP awards in the same season?
Cynthia Cooper?
No.
Lisa Leslie?
Yes.
Woo! Let's go, Lisa.
All right.
Lisa.
Okay, we're down to the final question here. This one's actually worth 2 points. That's how we do it. So
Okay.
Theo can
So
still
I can win
steal a win if he can, or you can just shut him down.
Okay.
So we'll
I'm
see
gonna
what
shut him down.
happens.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
I think I'll take this.
I'm confident. All right. Which NBA player known as the Worm worked as a janitor at the Dallas-Fort Worth airport?
Dennis Rodman.
Yes, ma'am.
Dang. The worm got me.
Oh, and she's overflowing practically.
Hey, look, first of all, you ain't had to do it because we knew you won. You didn't have to stuff it all up on me. It's cool. It's cool. I'm going to make the questions harder then because I'll be interviewing Coach Tooks after the break. She just beat me, but I'll try and beat her with a couple questions. Stay tuned for that. Welcome back to the show. We have Antonia Tooks, head coach of the Lady Hornets of Pelham High School in the building. 24-1 right now. Currently have the 1 seed in the region tournament that's being played out at ASU West Campus. How's it feel to be in a power position again right now?
It feels great. We worked hard all season, and we're ready to start dancing.
Of course. And as the dance gets building up to be what it's going to be, of course, you know exactly what it feels like to dance all the way to the finish line and finish strong. The reigning single A public state champions, the Lady Hornets are. And what has it been like this year? What has the journey been like now that you guys kind of have more of a target on your back as the state champions, especially the way that you guys did it? You dominated all the way through.
Yes, we started off the season trying to figure out how we was going to replace those 3 players that we lost. And we couldn't replace them, but we got some kids that stepped in, some freshmen, a sophomore, and they just took it upon themselves to play better and get us where we are right now. And we've taken a little lumps and bruises along the way, trying to fit everybody in a spot, but we're doing well. So.
Yeah. Now, of course, everybody always says when you win the state championship or you win any kind of championship, you see a difference in the way teams play you. Have you noticed any of that as a coach?
Yes. Every night, every game, everybody wants to take down the state champion, and we knew that going in. So I prepared them for it, and so I coach a game just like I'm coaching the state championship game and letting them know that we can't sleep on anybody because in any given night we can be beat.
Of course, and then something that was kind of shocking probably to everybody in Single A Public Region 1, you guys had ran off 56 straight wins since you lost to Thomasville, within the region, since you lost to Thomasville February 15th of 2013. And then this season, you finally lost the region game 61-60 at Terrell County. What has it been like? I mean, 56 straight wins is nothing to hang your head on and be sad about, but I mean, how did it happen and how'd you guys do it for so long?
Well, we had good players, and we just started off the streak and kept it going. And this year we got a 1-point loss over at Terrell County, and actually that helped us refocus. The kids were down about it, they cried about it, and after that we ran off 17 straight. So last year, during the state championship game, we lost the Lowndes by 1 point. So every now and then you need a wake-up call, and I guess they woke up the Lion because we haven't lost yet.
Of course, you guys had a revenge game against Terrell. I think you won by about 20 or so.
Yes.
And you might get another shot at them in the region tournament coming up. We'll talk. I want to hold off on the region tournament. We'll talk about that a little later. You kind of mentioned it earlier on in the show, the departure of that senior class from 2017.
Right.
Destiny Thomas, Mahogany Brown, and there's another one I'm missing.
Aaliyah Williams.
Aaliyah Williams. What did their presence mean for you guys, not only in the locker room but on the court? And you said you're trying to fill it in now. How have you been able to try to fill those gaps?
Well, can't replace any of them, like I said. We had a leader in Destiny Thomas. Destiny Thomas was the coach on the floor. And now Mahogany Randall has taken on that reign to be the coach on the floor. So she has taken on that role. And that relieves me of a lot of duties that I have to take because she gets them ready for practice. She motivates them for the game, and she does a lot of stuff that I usually would do. As far as Leah and Mahogany, those were our shooters. So we have a freshman taking that spot, which is, she has a big role to fill, and she's doing a real good job at it, Kudacia Irvin. And we have another sophomore, Charnel Bird, that has taken on the shooting role of the team, and she's shooting the ball pretty well.
Okay, and I want to know, just as a personal question, I didn't even have it on the rundown, but I'm interested to know. Every time I come to Pelham, it's like a party in that gym. It's a great ruckus environment, and everybody seems to love basketball. What is it like coaching in that kind of environment?
Well, we have the best fans in the world. We have the best fans in Southwest Georgia. Our fans are going to support us no matter what, and it's just great to coach at Pelham. You have a lot of support from the Board of Education, the superintendent, the principals, the athletic director, and our team as well. So it's just a great place to be.
Right, of course. And then you guys last year it seemed like, especially midway through the season, you guys were the clear-cut favorites. A lot of people were saying you guys had a good, strong shot at winning a single A public championship. This year, there's a little more question in the air. Some people are saying, Greenville, Telfair, and other teams may challenge you. We'll talk a little bit about that after the break and about somebody challenging the throne that Pelham currently holds. Stay tuned. Welcome back to Sports Talk. If you've been watching and been with us tonight, you've witnessed two things that you're not used to seeing. Me losing at trivia, for one, which is very rare out here, but also us having a female guest. You're our very first female guest on Sports Talk. It's been too long, and I'm ready to kick her off since she did beat me a little bit. But welcoming in Antonia Tooks of Pelham High School.
Thank you.
For you, we've been talking about the region tournament. We've been talking about your girls' basketball team. You guys are the East champions, right? You clarified that for me.
Yes, we're the East
Let me get
champions.
that for you. I don't want you to.
Yeah, we're the East champions.
To get you right. Let's get it right here while we're out here. And you can step a little closer to me.
With the region record of 15-1.
Yeah, with the region record of 15-1, and you guys have the 1 seed in the region tournament.
Yes.
What is it going to be like? I mean, in this region tournament, you've been through a lot of them to this point. You guys won it last year. You've won it several years in a row. How much of a tune-up is that for you to prepare for the postseason?
But just like you said, we've done this before, so that's experience. That's going to help us a lot, especially with the young kids that we have on the team now. So we're going to go about it the same way that we've always gone about it. Yeah. Everything's going to stay the same. I'm not going to change anything.
How do you kind of level their heads a little bit, because they get a trophy, and they celebrate a little bit once they win the region tournament, but then it's got to be right back to business, getting ready for that postseason.
We don't take anything for granted. One game at a time. Thursday we'll play at 8:30, and hopefully we'll get that W. And Friday we'll come back and play again. We're gonna go one game at a time, like we did last year. We're not gonna overlook anybody.
Of course. And I know when you got in here, you were already ready to scout. You didn't even want to come on tonight because you wanted to watch some of the earlier games in there to make sure you got all your homework done. So that's good. Can you talk about that preparation? What is it like for you at this time of the year?
Well, just trying to keep the kids focused and keep them ready for what's about to happen. Because we got young people on this team that really don't know what it takes to win a state championship or even a region title. So I'm trying to keep practice the same. I'm trying to keep them focused the same. We're still doing the same thing we were doing before. We were just trying to fine tune everything.
Okay, perfect. And lastly, I like to always give coaches a chance to credit some of those who mentored them through the way. I mentioned Keith Ellis, who was the guy you worked under. Who's some of the people that helped you out as a coach throughout the way?
Keith Ellis is definitely working with him. He's an offensive guru, and I'm a defensive-minded coach. So we work well together at Camden. When I got over to Coffee, I worked under Mandy Lingenfelter for a year, and she was a very tidy person. She kept everything in order. And that's not like me. Everything is all over the place with me. So I learned how to get everything in order. with
Okay,
her.
perfect. Well, we'll be watching the Lady Hornets throughout the season. Good luck to you guys, and thank you for tuning in to Sports Talk. We will be right with you guys again next Thursday night.